Hey there, it's Dusty with another Reddit story for you. This one is Am I the Astronaut for pointing out that none of my in-laws went to university. About a month ago, I, 24 female, took my final exam at university, marking a huge milestone in my life. I'm the first woman in my family to achieve this, and it wasn't an easy journey. I faced significant hardships along the way, including homelessness, domestic violence, and the loss of family members. Holy shit. Despite everything, I graduated with honors and earned the highest grades in my class, which made me really proud.
Should make you really
Yeah, talk about succeeding in the face of adversity. Holy shit. Last night, my partner, 27 male, his parents, hosted a big family gathering. While we were all at the dinner table, his cousin, who I get along well with, asked how it felt to be done and congratulated me on my achievement. I told him I felt proud and relieved that it was finally over. That's when my brother-in-law chimed in with a dismissive comment, saying something along the lines of, "It's not that big of an achievement. People do it all the time." His mom and a few others agreed, adding their own comments about how it's not hard to finish a degree. This brother-in-law has a history of putting me down, calling me dumb and other names, which my partner has addressed with him before. Ironically, he had once attended university himself, but was kicked out for failing all of his classes in the first year. Okay. Okay. Usually I ignore his remarks, but this one caught me off guard and I responded without my usual filter. Then how come you got kicked out? Yes! His mom immediately told me my comment was inappropriate and rude. She went on to say that just because he didn't finish his degree doesn't mean he's wrong. I replied, well, if it's so easy, why haven't a single one of you earned a degree? Some family members, including my partner and the cousin, backed me up, but his mom was furious and asked me to leave. This morning, I woke up to messages from family members. Some agreed with me, saying I had a point but could have been nicer. Others, including his mom, felt my comments were uncalled for and said I had no right to humiliate my brother-in-law. So, am I the astronaut? Edit! By the way, I don't think anyone has to go to university to be successful. In fact, I believe that many people can and will accomplish incredible things without it. Okay. That is an important note, so we know that this is not a college education versus no college education thing. This is a can only dish it out, can't take it thing. Also, Mama here, playing the matriarch role, protecting her little baby boy.
in my opinion. That's what it looks like.
Protecting golden child baby boy. Who makes shitty remarks and puts people down all the time. Somebody finally fires back and is like, well, hey, if it's so easy, why did you fail? If people do it all the time and it's so damn easy, why did you get kicked out? He invited this conversation with his shitty comments, trying to put OP down. But I'll be damned if somebody returns fire and puts my baby boy down. That was so rude and uncalled for. What about what he said to me? That wasn't uncalled for at all. That's just how he is. You mean unable to accept any kind of accountability at all? Delusional? Entitled? Just a shit stick of a human being? Yes, that's exactly who I raised him to be. Just like me. Good job, Mama. Good job. OP. You know what? I'm going into TA here. Yeah, you could have done it differently. Could have. Maybe it's an ask-on for you could have. No, actually, you couldn't have. Because the only way that his shit slinging will ever stop is if and when someone stands up to him like you just did. Pain creates change, right? Maybe he felt a little bit of it here. Clearly, because it's the next day and you're getting blown up with messages here, right? I would plan on not going back to Mama's house anytime soon. You're probably not going to be allowed back because, we want to be able to verbally assault our guests without them being able to do anything about it. That's how it works in this house. You're not allowed to stand up for yourself. Sorry. That's how Mama says it. It must be. So don't go back. And hopefully, because your partner's backed you up on everything to this point, hopefully, your partner backs you up on that too. And it's like, fine, it, no contact. Oh, kids around this lady would not be good. Actually, kids around their uncle who just likes to shit on everything because he's unhappy with himself. That's very apparent. And he can get away with it because he's got the golden child status here and Mama will protect him from anything. You don't need these people. You don't need them. Yeah, so Grandma gets butthurt on her baby's behalf here. And then starts to victimize herself, right? Like, just rolls all of this. But this is not the end of it, OP. And I think that's the thing that you need to understand right now is that this was a declaration of war. And she's not going to back down. And you shouldn't back down. The linchpin here is going to be your partner, your hubs. You guys married? You're married. Not
Just his partner.
Partner. Okay, your partner is the linchpin here. So it's going to be important that you have this conversation now and be like, okay, here are the possible paths this could take. Are we ride or die here? Or at some point, is mama going to get your ear and make you feel bad enough by victimizing herself to get you to swing over to her camp? You need to solidify things now because it's going to get ugly. This isn't the ugly part. The ugly part has yet to come. That will come later because right now, mama's just shocked, right? She's in shock. She can't believe that someone spoke to her that way, even though you said it to brother-in-law, but it was her baby boy, her golden child. Can't believe somebody said that. Clutches pearls. And now, if you come back and say, okay, no contact, cool. That just volleys it back her way, and she's going to take some kind of action to further this whole narrative to the rest of the family. Some of the family members agree with you, by the way. You said some of the family members agree with you, but thought you could have been nicer about it. She's going to break them. She's going to be relentless, and she's going to break them. I am glad that you said in here, it's not your opinion that people have to go to university to be successful, and I agree with that. Nowadays, I mean, it depends on the field you want to go into. But look, you could get into, you can run a social media channel. You can work in marketing. We don't require a degree whenever we hire. It helps, but we don't require it. The real world experience in several fields is worth more than the classroom experience. I will say this though, and Candy Thunder and I talk about this quite a bit. I think the most valuable thing that you learn in college is to learn. You learn how to research. You learn how to solve problems. You learn how to manage your time. You learn how to become accountable. And you learn how to self-manage because you have to figure your own shit out. Nobody's going to babysit you through that. You have to figure it out yourself. You can learn so much about learning that is handy later on in life, regardless of whether you use your degree or not. You learn to learn. It's expensive. It's expensive to learn. And you can definitely do that without going to college. But in some fields, you have no choice. Like you must have X degree, X certifications. You must have master's or a doctorate or whatever it is to get into it. But it's not necessary to be successful. Also, define success for you individually.